coming down with 7 picks. It's the Titans and the Eagles on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Tennessee Titans and the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gunn with my broadcast partner Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Titans in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor, gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss, and despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. It's caught on the right side of Smith. Touchdown! Devontae Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Tennessee brings its offense to the field for the first time, and that means that we get to see the electric rookie out of Liberty, Malik Willis.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
1st and 10 now, Willis and the Titans at their own 24. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
From the 29, Willis into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 71 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Middle of the field, he finds Pascal. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early. That's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Hurts. And he's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Sam Pascal from 8 yards out. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And he'll get this one up to the 26. James Bradbury there to make the tackle. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Willis on the option to the right. The pitch to Henry. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now they'll look to Willis to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. This is a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. They'll go option to the short side. On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards on the carry. Now they're staring at 4th down. Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Hurts to throw. Man, it's the tight end Goddard. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with him. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Sanders. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
First and 10 now. Willis and the Titans at their 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Henry. And now a fumble. The ball's out. Room here to run. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still have the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Elliott good on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Second down at 4. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case, they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Here's Willis. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brandon Graham, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Third down, it's Willis. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Willis, fourth down here. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he is going to pick up the Titans' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down. So the fourth down conversion has him inside the 40 now, first and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with the third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Running from the gun with Henry. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. First and 10, it's Willis. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Second down, Willis looks to throw here. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that'll make it 24-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in primetime. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Being chased out left. Hurts fumbles it. It's picked up by the Titans. And now off to the races down the right side. And they are going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 25 on second down. Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll send you past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action, set to begin the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
From the 24, Willis. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. 74 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Come on. Hey.
A first down carry for Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Second down, here's an option right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one. Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They'll go option on second down, right side. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Willis going to try to run it. Henry will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown. So how about the season, Charles, that he continues to put together? That's now 25 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's getting into some very rarefied territory.
Yeah, it made you and I do a little extra homework prior to this one in anticipation because that one moves him past John Riggins with 24. He draws even with Emmitt Smith at 25 in 1995. Next up, Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander with 27. And the guy on top, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer, he had 28 in 2006.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there, and it'll be Titan football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Willis. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Tackle made by Kaiser White. You know he can fly to the ball, and he showed it there. Willis with another keeper. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 126 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry taking it in for 2 yards out. And the Titans have taken a 4th quarter lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them. Maybe trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Eagles 24.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
They'll look to throw here. And that's complete to Sanders. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
A gain of a yard.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Now they'll give it to the first option. That's their fullback. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Willis on the option to the right. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. Willis on third and goal. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Willis on fourth down. Now it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Michael Pittman from 6 yards away. And the Titans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Bullet good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. Fielded right around the 8. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This will be their 3rd straight defeat. Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first. You cannot write these guys off just yet. Not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now a throw here to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
He's forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Here's Hurts to throw. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Hurts. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. From the 24, Hurts. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's... Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Willis saw the option to the right. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Willis takes a hit and the ball is free. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. At this point, down big. You'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. It's caught on the right side at Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw again. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they'll begin by running the option. Off the option, here's Henry. And some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.